Welcome to the podcast where we're diving deep into the supernatural world of, the Winchesters. Today we're breaking down season 2 of Supernatural, and let me tell you, we're not holding back on any spoilers.
Season 2 really kicks off with a bang, right? I mean, we start with the aftermath of that devastating car crash and John Winchester making that ultimate sacrifice for Dean.
Oh man, that first episode.
It's probably one of the most emotionally charged episodes of the entire series. John trading his life and the cult to save Dean, and then leaving him with that terrible burden about Sam.
That whole whisper thing, right? Like, what did John actually tell Dean?
That he might have to kill Sam if he couldn't save him. And that's really the driving force behind the whole season.
Right. And speaking of Sam, what about his whole psychic abilities situation?
Well, that's where things get really interesting. We start meeting these other special children, all born in 1983, all with different abilities. And Sam's visions, they're just the tip of the iceberg.
You know what's fascinating about this season?
What's that?
The way they introduced the Roadhouse. It's kind of like those old Western saloons, right? This gathering place for hunters.
Oh, yeah. Ellen and Joe really brought this whole new dimension to the hunter community. And Ash with his MIT-level genius hiding behind that mullet.
Speaking of new characters, let's talk about Gordon Walker.
Now, there's a complicated character. A hunter who's so extreme in his methods that he actually becomes more of a monster than the things he hunts.
Right. And his obsession with Sam.
It's actually a really clever way the show explores this idea of who's really the monster. Is it the supernatural beings or is it sometimes the humans?
You know what I noticed about this season? The practical effects they used.
Oh, the effects. They really went all out with the practical makeup and stunts instead of relying on CGI. It gives everything this really raw, authentic feel.
Can we talk about the Yellow-Eyed Demon's plan? Because that's really the big mystery of the season.
It's this incredibly elaborate scheme, right? He's been planning this since before Sam was even born, creating this whole generation of psychic children.
For what, though?
To create this perfect soldier for a demon army. And the way it all comes together in Cold Oak, that's just masterful storytelling.
Oh man, Cold Oak. We need to break this down.
So you've got this abandoned town, right? All these special children brought together for this twisted kind of survival game.
And Sam
dies. I mean, that moment when Jake stabs him in the back while Dean is running towards him, it's devastating.
Which leads to probably the biggest decision in the entire series.
Dean making the Crossroads deal, trading his soul for Sam's life.
1 year to live.
And that's really what sets up everything that comes after. But what's fascinating is how it mirrors John's sacrifice at the start of the season.
Like father, like son, huh?
Exactly. And then it all culminates in that showdown at the Devil's Gate.
Talk about a finale.
Jake opens the Devil's Gate with the cult. Hundreds of demons escape, including Lilith, and the yellow-eyed demon finally gets what's coming to him.
With the cult, no less.
And John's spirit helping Dean make that final shot. It's just perfect circular storytelling.
You know what really strikes me about this season?
What's that?
The way it balances these really dark moments with these lighter episodes.
Like Tall Tales with the Trickster?
Exactly. Or Hollywood Babylon.
It's this perfect mix of horror and humor that really became the show's signature style.
Let's talk about Dean's emotional journey this season, because that's really something.
Well, he's dealing with this enormous weight, right? His father's death, this secret about Sam, trying to keep his family together. It really shows in episodes like What Is and What Should Never Be.
The Jin episode.
Right, where he gets this glimpse of a normal life. Mom's alive, Sam's happy, but he chooses to leave it because he knows it's not real.
That must have been tough.
It really shows how much Dean's grown. He's not just this tough guy hunter anymore. He's dealing with real emotional complexity.
And Sam's development?
Sam's struggling with this fear of becoming something he doesn't want to be. Every time he meets another special child, it's like looking at a possible future version of himself.
And some of those futures are pretty dark.
Like Ava. She starts out so innocent, and then we see what she becomes in Cold Oak.
That was a shock.
It really shows how these powers can corrupt, how they're not just abilities, but burdens that can change who you are.
You mentioned the Roadhouse earlier. Can we talk about what happens to it?
The destruction of the Roadhouse is just devastating. It's this safe haven for hunters, and then suddenly it's just gone.
With Ash inside.
Right at the moment when he figured everything out. the pattern the yellow-eyed demon was following.
The timing wasn't accidental, was it?
Not at all. It shows how well planned everything was. The yellow-eyed demon was always several steps ahead.
Until the very end.
Until Dean, with John's help, finally puts him down. But even then, even in death, his plan succeeds. The Devil's Gate opens.
Setting up everything that follows.
Exactly. Season 2 is really where Supernatural stopped being just a Monster of the Week show and became this epic story about family destiny and sacrifice.
And that's where we'll leave it for today on Podcasts. Thanks for joining us for this deep dive into Supernatural Season 2. Until next time, keep watching out for those things that go bump in the night.